Hey guys, this is Jessica, the Nomadic Owl Oracle, and this is going to be a general reading for everyone for the full moon in Scorpio. So today, which is May the 7th of 2020, it is a super full moon in Scorpio. And there's a lot of different potential energies that are going to be popping up during this time. So there are some things I'm going to point out before I get into the reading and go over a few things with you prior to doing so. The super full moon in Scorpio would represent a rebirth in our lives, things shifting, things changing, things growing, and things like that. So maybe there were things that had happened previously that have been very detrimental to you, some things that you weren't too happy with or pleased with, that now you're having to make the changes and you're having to fully face aspects of yourself, integrating your shadow self, integrating all parts of yourself into this current situation. So Scorpio in general would be about, death. Okay, so not necessarily a death of a person or anything like that, but it would be like the death of an old way of being, an old life and things like that. So, today more than anything, it's talking about us releasing things and letting them die away that no longer serve us so that we can bring in new things for our highest good and stuff like that. So I know that there's a lot of endings going on in people's lives right now, which makes sense due to this virus and everything that's happening in society at this time. And it can be very stressful. It can be very overwhelming at times. But know that the things that are taking place right now are for your highest good and your highest light to help you get through these current circumstances and energies. Yes, it might be very overwhelming at times, but know that this is to help you with growing, to help you with standing up for yourself, stepping into your own personal power and things like that. So I'm about to go over some other things and then we'll get into the reading, guys. So like normal, I've already went ahead and pulled the cards for this week or for this reading, and I've sat with them and kind of meditated on this energy and sat with my guides asking them what they want me to bring forward today. So the decks that we're going to be using for this reading are the Chrysalis Tarot, which is one of my favorite tarot decks that I have, the Moonology deck, and then also the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And for the affirmations, like always, I'm using the Miracles Now deck, and it is buried under stuff right now because I've been doing readings. So there are some things that I'm going to say. If you don't resonate with this reading, don't watch it. It's not for everybody. It's for whoever needs it the most at this time. Okay, so please keep that in mind when I do these general readings. If you want a personal reading, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and schedule one for yourself. Personal readings are more in depth and more tapped into your energy, where this is the collective energy. Okay, timing is always fluid in my readings, meaning that whenever you watch this, it's for you if it resonates with you at that time. Also, I do cuss at times. If you do not like cuss words, I would highly suggest to click off of this reading because you're not going to like this. I am going to talk the way I normally talk, and at times I do cuss. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend that I am. I'm going to be my true authentic self no matter what. So another thing, guys, is that I do read in energy, not in sexes. So if by chance I'm reading from the book and it states he or she, and in your situation it applies to the opposite sex, know that that doesn't matter. It's for whoever it resonates for at this time in your reading, okay? So guys, I do want to tell you I'm doing a few new things that you may not be aware of. I am now selling essential oils. I started that back last month. So I do an essential monthly oil that you can get that's $8.88 for a roll-on that's a 10 milliliter of the essential oils. Another thing that I'm doing is helping people be paired up with crystals based on the energies of what they're going through and what their reading states. This can be very helpful. These are two tools that I use on a normal basis. I am also a Young Living essential oils salesperson. So you're going to be seeing a lot more posts on my Facebook and Instagram page of these things and the specials that we have, because this is something that I work with personally and that I believe in that can help other people. I am available for readings. If you contact me, we can schedule that. And I do spiritual counsel sessions. Generally, a spiritual counsel session would be us discussing what you have going on in your life and ways that you can remove the blockages and work through the energies of what you're experiencing. So without any other delay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get in this reading. And if you end up having any questions for me regarding this, please reach out to me and let me know. Also, if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so I know who actually watches these videos, whether you like them, if you have any questions, anything like that, please let me know. So guys, for the first card that we have for the Scorpio super full moon, we have Adrene, okay? And it stands for death. And I hope I'm saying her name right. I think that's how you say it. I had a hard time the other day when I was trying to say it. So Adrene, death. I just mentioned to you, Scorpio is all about the death of the old ways, the death of old patterns, the death of the old us. We are growing, we are changing, we are shifting. So this might seem kind of scary, but it's not supposed to be scary. This is supposed to be something that's coming to a timely end. And in life, we have cycles. There's a beginning and there's an end to everything. When one thing ends, another thing begins in its place. When one thing dies away, then it clears space for something new to come in. So right now, our world, us in particular, are going through things and shifts that are making us release certain things. We're starting to realize what's most important to us and what we want to have in our lives, what no longer serves us. This could be like jobs, this could be, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to hiccup. This can be a multitude of relationships, friendships, places that we live and things like that. We're starting to realize the things that once might have resonated with us no longer do. And we're changing and shifting and starting to see that, hey, I need to make certain changes. And that's what we are about to do. If you do the work, then it's going to pay off for you. I just did a post a little bit ago channeling this energy of what's going on. And you can check that out also if you'd like to. It's on Instagram and Facebook. So the second card that we have for this full moon, it says, bring love into the situation. The new moon in Aquarius. Okay, so bring love into the situation. No matter what is going on in our lives, love outrules everything. Grace, being able to be empathetic for others and compassionate for others and being caring and considerate can make a major, major impact in negative situations and in scary times as well. Okay, so look, we're all going through new waters, we're channeling new things, we're experiencing new ways of being. Our life has completely changed since this coronavirus has happened, guys. A lot of us are kind of uncertain and feeling depressed and having issues with things like that. And I'm saying this because I know that people have reached out to me almost on a daily basis about all this. So the more that we hold on to the past and the more that we try to go back to that, the more issues it's going to cause for us, the more, friction and blocks and things that you're going to encounter. So more than anything right now, you need to embrace the Aquarius energy. New moons are about a new phase. They're about a new beginning, a new rotation and things, okay? Aquarius is a sign that is very humanitarian. They care for others. They care for the whole. They care for the world and what they can do and what impacts they can make to be there for others. They are one of the most empathetic signs that I've ever known of in my life, and they are very focused on uplifting others, helping others, being there for others. So maybe at this time, maybe with all these changes that are going on, you're being called to do things differently, and you're being called to be there for others that need you, whether they are able to be there for you or not. You know that there's something that's calling to you that you need to take action on at this time. And then the third card that we have is the waning gibbous moon, number 6, which is wisdom. Okay, so there's some things I'm going to point out here. 6 is a number, like if you're thinking of angel numbers, it's a number where you need to pay attention to your mind, your thoughts, and the things that are going on at that time in your life, okay? 6 it used to be associated with the archangels, 666, okay? But then they made it into the sign of the devil or whatever because they feared the archangels. So know that there's a lot of power. There's a lot of wisdom to tap into. Maybe at this time you're seeing synchronicities. Maybe the number 6 keeps popping up to you. Okay, this isn't necessarily something to be scared of, but it's something that you can learn from. So even if it's not the number 6 that you're seeing at this time, pay attention to synchronicities and angel numbers that might be coming through to you. Angel number is a repeating number that you see over and over again. It's something that I first started noticing when I started my journey of waking up, okay, about 10 years ago. The second part of this is wisdom. So it's knowing that you have the wisdom to tap into the energy, the knowledge, the insight into this. Scorpio is a very psychic, a very intuitive sign. They are known to be able to see what others don't see. They often dwell in the darker realms of things. They dig deep into things to expose it, to work through it, to acknowledge it, and be able to integrate it into things. So be aware of that. At this time, might be what you're being called to do. The affirmation that we have for this full moon, it says, I surrender it all. So it's wanting you to know that by holding on to things, it's not going to serve you. You're not going to receive the results that you want. But if you surrender it all and you let go of your need to control things and you just go with the flow and you let the universe show you and take you where you need to be, you're going to have so much great things come in, and maybe things you never even thought were possible, okay? Yes, this is a scary time. Yes, there's a lot of unknowns. But why would you stress about something you can't change? How about focusing on things that you can change and things that you can make improvements on, such as yourself, such as your patterns, such as your life, your career, whatever the case may be. It's all about you knowing that for your highest good, things are about to change, and it's you embracing that without feeling the need to hold on to the past any longer. So that's my intuitive take into these cards, guys. What I'm actually going to do now is read from the book, if I can find it. I'm going to read from the book for you the meanings of these cards. If you have any questions, like I said, just let me know. I'll do my best to answer those for you guys. Okay, so for the death card, Adrene, I think I'm saying it right. Hopefully I'm not butchering her name again. So it stands for death in the normal tarot decks, like I was telling you. It's all about transformation. It says this card takes you to the center of Adrene's labyrinth, where you'll meet the dreaded Minotaur. Adrene, the Celtic goddess of the gates of time, offers you a spool of yarn to unwind as you proceed so that you can safely trace your way to the labyrinth. The Minotaur symbolizes your shadow side, the part of your psyche where negative thoughts lurk alongside repressed feelings. These feelings can be things such as anger, guilt, and selfishness. You're successfully slaying the metaphorical Minotaur, and you free yourself when you take full ownership of these flaws and grant unconditional forgiveness to others at this time. The presence of this in your reading suggests that you assist a friend or a loved one in finding his way out of a dark center or corner. So right now, I'm sorry, my nose is itching. Right now, maybe there's somebody that really needs your help and you know this. Maybe your community, maybe your friend, maybe a loved one, whatever the case may be there for them, because not only are you going through a major shift, they are as well. Some people are having a really hard time dealing with this. And if they reach out to you and need help, try your best to be there and be compassionate and understanding for these people, because sometimes it's really hard to speak up when we need help. So for the second card, bring love into the situation, the new moon in Aquarius. It says Aquarius is all about progress and modernity. So this is a time to move forwards. The new moon in Aquarius card means no looking back. Change is on its way and it could come quickly. Whether you get the change you want depends on both whether you believe you can have it and how much you're relying on others to bring it to you. This card comes with a suggestion that you may need to do things independently on your own, but be loving, not too pragmatic. Time may be of the essence when this card comes up. Aquarius energy has an electric feel to it. Certainly, there is a sense that you need to let go of the past and move towards your future as soon as possible. To attune to the moon, it says, explore the idea that it's not what you know, but whom you know. The additional meanings for this card, it says you need to be more detached from the situation. Thinking outside the box will bring the solution. More pragmatism is called for at this time. Improve your karma by doing some charitable work. The teaching of this card, it says Aquarius is a sign of invention, modern advances in technology, and also humanity. Its energy is a little brittle. It's individual, scientific even, and relatively emotionally detached. Many people think that Aquarius is a water sign because the Aquarius symbol is the water bearer, but actually an air sign, and it's far more intelligent than emotional water signs. As this card goes, no matter when you draw it, dropping convention works well with this energy. So it's time to not do things by the book anymore. It's time to adapt and figure out a new way to be, and how you can get through this is by doing so. So the third card that we have for this full moon, guys, is the waxing gibbous moon number 6, wisdom. Okay, so it says, wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you are uncertain at this time. The affirmation that it has, it says, I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It says it's often said that the body has its own innate wisdom. If healthy, it just knows what to do. And it does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or of the breathing when we sleep. Similarly, we have this innate reasoning system of intuition that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. It's that feeling or hunch of information or insight that is just there. Some people believe that in this wisdom, we receive it from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is very old kind of wisdom, and it sits in a very old part of the brain. Then there is the gathering of knowledge and the experience and what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, it is successful in the real world and good in sense and perception. It's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. We might cut corners and not see the role that we take in our own poor decision making. To me, though, as modern people, we have millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people